So Yvette Sojourner, you can edit that, you can cut it, do what you will with it, but I put it out there. Hello, 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 Yvette Sojourner here. If you haven't already liked, subscribed, shared, don't forget to do it. Please don't forget to do it. How else is all this goodness going to be spread and shared across the YouTubeverse and the interweb? This is the place in the space where luxury meets authenticity. Welcome. All right, so today we have another unboxing. I know. What in the world is going on? I'm gonna tell you what's going on. What's going on is I'm actually finding the things that were on my wish list. Hello, check, check, yes. It is just feeling fabulous right about now. So this is an item that I have been watching since it was released. I have been on the fence when it came to this item because up until this point, I have a ton of blacks in my wardrobe. Yeah, I am that person, or at least I'll say I was that person where I just stuck with black a majority of the time because it's what made me comfortable, confident, and I just love black, okay? Well, more recently, things have begun to change. So with that, the things that I'm looking for has changed as well. So for this particular item, I reached out to my SA and made the request. I actually started to look for it, like I said, as soon as it came out. And I was watching the website when I first saw them. And no luck. Like, they sold out so quickly. So then, of course, I reached out to my SA and I asked her, and she was all for it. She was like, yes, I can definitely order this. So when she went to check, she was not able to actually order them. So I was like, okay, no big deal. There'll be other opportunities. At least that's what I was hoping, because a lot of times with Hermes items, it's like you never really know if they'll be back or not, but I was hopeful. Recently, I hopped on a website and was looking around because, you know, they just had their runway show. So I was like, okay, and it was Paris Fashion Week. So I was like, well, maybe they'll drop some other items. And sure enough, this item was there. So in an attempt to broaden my wardrobe as I'm learning and redefining my taste in search of my monochrome neutral aesthetic, I'm like, okay, let's add something besides blacks. Okay, especially after going to Paris and picking up a number of the pieces that I picked up, I was like, oh my God, you know what? I'm really feeling and loving what I'm doing, the direction. I'm loving the direction my wardrobe and aesthetic is evolving, okay? So now you know the backstory. Let's get into this unboxing. And I had to order this one online. There was no way for me to pick it up. If I could, I would have. And I know my SA completely understands because as soon as I picked them up and they were delivered, I definitely reached out to her to let her know so she could cross it off my wish list. So I'm very excited about that. Look at that. Yes. A little tip. You know how that goes. You always have to get the receipt. I'm excited. As always, I tell you, there's certain things that just make sense, that are so practical, but yet and still, I'm excited about them. I am who I am. All right, we have some samples. I will check them out later. Oh, these are actually extra shoelaces. Put those away. And then, oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh. All right, so let me say this. Get this in there. I'm going to be completely transparent here. There was no time ever in my life that I thought I would need a white shoe. They get dirty easily. They don't actually, you know, if you go by the older fashioned rule, after Labor Day, you were not to wear white. There were just so many things to the point where I just was like, you know what? I'm just not even going to be bothered. And they make my feet look huge, right? Because they're white. So I've always stuck with black. Well, like I said, going to Hermes and going to Paris and trying on the different colors, I was like, you know what? I need a pair of white shoes. And I've known this for a while, but I've been just like, no, I just refuse to get those New Balances everyone's wearing. I refuse to get those Nikes. There's just certain shoes. I just was like, no, not at all. So these checked a lot of boxes for me. So typically when I get a black shoe, I get a sneaker that I'm going to wear outside of working out, I go to Prada. That is my go-to, or used to be my go-to place, because they just have this aesthetic that it's not loud and it's no one will really know unless they are looking at you very closely and examining you. They would not know it's Prada. So when I saw these, I was like, okay, I'm giving in. I'm getting these shoes. So I ended up getting them. These are called the Happy Sneaker, and they actually have them in this white and another like a rose color that is very cute. I was tempted to get those, but I was like, okay, that's not going to be what's the word? It's not going to be as versatile as I would like it to be. So I stuck with these, the white color. This is a size 8. I used to wear a size 7.5, and I say used to because today I'm learning that a lot of the shoes that I'm picking up, an 8 is more comfortable. Not saying when in the past a 7.5 wasn't. It's just, it feels like the world has shifted when it comes to shoe size. I don't know, maybe it's just me. So with an 8, I'm able to put on a pair of socks, be it a little thicker, right? But then I also can put in a little arch support because I am flat-footed. Listen to me, I am flat-footed. It's something you should know about me. So I have to add a little support up in there, and that's what I do. So let's finish unboxing these so that I can try them on for you. Okay, y'all seem to like that, so I'm gonna just keep doing it for you, right? Okay, so this is the other shoe. Got a little fluff in there. And here are both. So you can see that. I know there also are other shoes that I could have gotten, sneakers from Hermes. Like I have the, I can't even think of the name of the shoe. It's like the H Attack or something like that. I will look it up and put it below. But anyway, I have those sneakers, and I know you've heard of the Hermes Day Sneaker, the Bounce Sneaker, and then the Deep Sneaker. I mean, Hermes has several sneakers, and then I even have the sneaker that's in gold leather, and it's like a loafer, and it's one of the newer sneakers that they released. That's like a combination between a sneaker and a loafer, and I have to say I love that shoe. I love that shoe so much so when I saw this I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a chance. So I've had my options. I just didn't want anything more with the palladium or silver lock on it. I wanted something a little more discreet. Plan on wearing these potentially like to the airport when I'm traveling, as well as when I'm walking around. You can see the sole is kind of elevated, so it's like a stacked sole, and I'm excited about that. But enough of that. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. I know I do this all the time, but I'm just gonna let you in on another secret here. I Yeah, when I was trying these on, I was falling over in these shoes because I am terrible at picking up my feet. So the clearance of these shoes, as far as the height and me lifting my foot, is crazy. It's not even that high. I don't know why I walk that way. I think it's, you know, during the pandemic, I got so used to wearing like house shoes that now it's like impossible for me to lift up my foot. So I was falling around. I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna make it in this video for y'all, but I did. So yes, I tried these on. I am loving them. They are perfect. I will have to continue to wear them so that I get used to the small difference in the height. Like, I have to get acclimated to it. So yeah, I don't know. It's just me. I'm that way. I kind of drag my feet all the time, like literally, metaphorically. I'm always dragging my feet. So yeah. So that's two ways you could potentially style the sneakers. I have so many ideas and am excited to explore those ideas. And I'm going to tell you two things. The first thing is the rule that you can't wear white after Labor Day. I'm not even abiding by that anymore. Or fearing wearing white. I'm just not. It's so much energy wasted in worrying about those things. That is out the door or the window. I am moving beyond that, and I'm gonna wear these sneakers out. I am going to wear these sneakers out. Do you hear me? So I'm excited. I am excited about this. I know I say I'm excited about a number of things because they're new to me and I am learning so much in self-exploring, right? Now, let me also say this. I was not, and this is where luxury meets authenticity. I was really on a fence when it came to buying another pair of designer sneakers. The reason for that is because of the cost. It costs a lot of money to buy designer sneakers. Even if you're looking at the designers that aren't Hermes or Chanel, it still costs more than if you go and purchase a pair of Nikes or New Balance or Adidas or so on and so forth. So I was really like, do I really want to do this? Like, do I really want to pick these up, spend that money on these? And I had to have a real conversation with myself. I mean, a sit down conversation, because what it boiled down to is, once again, my default mode when it comes to making purchases, and this is me being transparent and honest with all of you, is always cost. It is always cost. It's like, okay, that costs a lot. Do I really want to do that? And Hubs and I are at a place in a space where we are able to afford a number of things, and a lot more than what we could when we first started out together. We can afford so much more. And in having to cross over from that mindset of where we had to have a scarcity mindset because it was what we needed to survive, right? To now a place of abundance and being able to allow ourselves the permission to pick up and purchase things that we want instead of just strictly focusing on only what is needed, only what is necessary. Listen, I am putting in that work. We are putting in that work. We are trying to shift from our default mindset to, you know what? If you want it, you can get it. Because before it was only, we can only afford what we need. Do we need it? Now it's, what do you want? And it's nice, and I am appreciative and I'm grateful that I have gotten to this space and this place in our lives, in my life. So something as small as, a sneaker, like what? No, don't buy an expensive. No, I said, you know what? Do I want it? Yes. Was it on my list? Yes. So then why not get it for myself? I deserve it. Listen to me. I deserve it. I am over here putting in the work. Okay. So yes, I deserve it. So I went ahead and I was like, all right, let's just get it. I don't need an excuse to buy myself something nice. I don't need to rationalize or justify anything that I purchase. If I want it and I can afford it, that's the number one thing for me. Okay. If I want it and I am able to afford it, I'm going to get it. And the one thing I said to Hubs recently, and it was so funny, I was talking about the sneaker and I said, afford. And he said, listen, if we can't afford it, you already know I'm going to let you know. And then secondly, you already know you're not going to do it because that's not where we come from. That's not the place in the space we come from. And he is so right, right? But I have to move beyond that mindset of scarcity. I have to move beyond the mindset of survival mode only. I have to move beyond the mindset of and clinging to the fear and just say, okay, you know what? This is what I want. I can afford it. I'm going to do it. And it has taken, me sharing this with you is a lot. It is a lot. I mean, it's making me emotional because I've come so far. And I know it's just a pair of sneakers, but I want to share this with you just in case you, yourself, or someone you know is coming to you and they're struggling with this. Because when we come from a place of not being able to afford, when we come from a place of poverty, when we come from a place shedding who we once were, stepping out of the mindset that we had to at one time cling to survive is not the easiest. It is such a challenge. And sometimes it's so easy to go back into that mindset. But this is where we have each other in our community to say, listen, can you afford it? Do you want it? Then get it. I know that it's in today's world, in society, things are shifting and people are changing their mindset when it comes to purchasing and so on and so forth. And I get it. I understand. Listen. Listen, if you don't know my story, go check it out, okay? But we also have to allow ourselves the space and a place to enjoy the things that we enjoy and that we love. And also, we have to allow ourselves the space and a place to live. Not just live, but experience life. Enjoy life. For whatever that may mean to you. It may not be a purchase. It may be a purchase of a different sort. A ticket to go somewhere. A moment of allowing yourself to walk in the park. All I'm saying is it goes beyond things. It goes beyond things. Okay? This is living life. Yvette Sojourner. Ooh, ah. So Yvette Sojourner, you can edit that, you can cut it, do what you will with it, but I put it out there. And that is it. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I really do appreciate you taking the time out to share these moments with me as I continue on with doing whatever it is I'm doing, as I continue on doing life, okay? So I have laughed all this time. I'm proud of myself, but at the same time, I'm happy I was able to get one out, especially with you. I love laughing with all of you. I hope you're laughing with me. You could be laughing at me too. I'm okay with that. Listen to me. I'm okay if you laugh at me. So until next time, my beautiful people, thank you for joining me.